am the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Props Locks and Parlays. I am your host, Mike Lauro, along with my co-host. That's right, the one and only Paul Spencer from over at Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Paul, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Freezing my butt off, Mike. It's like 50 degrees today, man. I don't know what's going on, dude. It is cold up here today. I don't know how you guys are rocking down in Philly, but it's cold.
It's
here.
hot, man. It's hot here, man. People are still wearing sandals and flip-flops, and yeah, you can keep that nice brisk weather on that side of the state, buddy. But Paul, listen, we had a 500 weekend, both you and I.
Yeah.
We both kind of crapped out on the NCAA, but kind of got it going with our picks with the NFL. So, man, this slate for this week, I am not happy about the slate for this week's games. I'm looking at some of the point totals here, man. I'm going to bring it up for our viewers at home if they can see it. This is what we have right now, and I'll tell you what. Looking at this, I mean, I'm looking at the 12 o'clock games on Saturday, of course. I'm going to go back up to the top here. Everything kicks off tomorrow night. Sam Houston State against New Mexico State. I think that should be a pretty decent one. You know, again, I like Sam Houston State. I really do. I think they're like one of them small schools that, you know, can get out there and play, Paul, and they really do a decent job. You know, with their games, they don't really get blown out too much unless they're playing a Power 5 team. But
yeah,
but they kick us off tomorrow, and then Friday we got a 5-banger with games.
Rare. That's rare. That's rare on a Friday night now.
Very rare. But 2 games kicking off at 7 o'clock. You have Charlotte visiting South Florida, and as you can see, the point total right here is South Florida is a minus 27.5 point favorite. The Fighting Blue Hens of Delaware, they host Western Kentucky. Blue Hens are a slight favorite in that one as well down in Delaware on Friday night. Then you have the other New Mexico team. So both New Mexico teams are done by Friday. So they're going to have a nice long weekend as New Mexico goes to San Jose State. And, you know, San Jose State, the Aztecs are a very mere 2.5 point favorite in that game. And then we finish it off that night with West Virginia traveling out to BYU. And, of course, the Cougars are a 19-point favorite in that one. And then the one that kind of, you know, the coup de grace for Friday night, you know, one of those, you know, late night West Coast games, Colorado State, the Rams going to San Diego State.
You know what's interesting about that game, Mike? That over-under, I mean, we talk about the Wild Wild West back in the day, even still now, true. But that point total for that last game is 41 points. That's like, we're not used to that, Mike. A 41 point on a Friday night West Coast game. We're usually up in the 60s, man. Usually,
yeah. But you know what? That just goes to tell me that one of these two teams ain't real good at scoring. And if you're looking at it, I would probably say Colorado State, since they're like almost a touchdown down. So, Adam C's checking in, says, "What's up, guys? Great show." All right, Adam, thank you for checking in. But here's the thing that I like, Paul, that I'm going into, right? Once the calendar turns over to Saturday, we got some pretty decent games, especially early on.
That Clemson game's interesting, Mike. I'm not going to play that game because North Carolina is just bad. Belichick does not have that team going right now. Clemson is 1-3. I don't know if they gave up on, you know, Dabo yet. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what this team is. That is a game where I don't know what the hell is going on. Does Clemson show up? Does North Carolina like, okay, finally get it right? That game is interesting to me.
Yeah, it is. It is an interesting game. And again, like the way Clemson is played, like you really kind of don't know. Like this is a game, really, if you're really kind of looking at it from a, I guess, shilling standpoint. You know, is Clemson good enough to lay 14? You know what I mean? Like
that's what I mean. I'm going to stay away because I don't know, Mike. I mean, I took Clemson once this season, not on the show, but you know, off air, I've taken them a couple of times. But man, they haven't shown me anything. Coming from a Heisman candidate, Klubnik, dude, this team is no identity on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, this game right here, I think, is probably going to be one of the most underrated games of the day, which is Iowa State visiting Cincinnati. It's only a 1 point. Cincinnati's a 1.5 point favorite at home.
I like how you mentioned that game. That might be on my slate today.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I kind of like this game. Cincinnati kind of showed me something, a couple weeks ago. So I think that might be one of the games in the early, I guess, early slate of Saturday games.
Yeah. Yep.
You got a Big Ten matchup at the Big House where Wisconsin visits Michigan, and I'm not sold on either one of them teams.
If I lean, I'll go Michigan. I mean, they've been proven they can score a little bit. Wisconsin, only thing I'm going to watch them. Well, it's not at home, so I can't watch jump around. But
yeah. You can't watch jump around.
No.
Not this week, but then after that, 12 noon. Also, you got Navy and Air Force going.
Yeah, you have to watch that, Mike. That's tradition, man. You got to watch a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Army, Navy, Air Force, Navy. I watch a little bit of it.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to tune in some of these games. I'm probably going to do more of the later games. But there's another one, an ACC matchup. Boston College goes to Pitt to take on the Panthers. I think that one's going to be a good one. I really do. That's the last of the 12 o'clock games.
Yeah.
I would mention Illinois and Purdue, but I don't really think that's going to be much of a game. I think Illinois is going to curb stomp them.
Yeah, Purdue got rocked. I mean, they didn't look great last week either. So that's probably a game I'll stay away from. I won't even watch it, actually.
Now we get into the 3:30 games, Paul. You're looking at Penn State, UCLA. Out at the Rose Bowl. Penn State, 24.5 point favorites in that game. I'm going to pick them to bounce back.
Wait, Mike, can they score 24 points with Drew Aller? I mean, they don't get the ball downfield, Mike. I mean,
I don't listen. Drew Aller to me, him and Andy Kolozicki. I mean, that offense that they ran a week ago. My God, it was hard.
Brother, I'm surprised you didn't take James Franklin to the airport yet, brother.
Oh, well, it's the same thing with him.
Every year. It's every year.
It's every year. Like I went on our post game, the Happy Valley Huddle, and I basically said that if Luke Fickell, who's the head coach of Wisconsin, if he was the head coach of this team right now, Penn State probably would have got to the national title game a year ago. It would have been them in Ohio State. I think, like, James Franklin is at such a deficiency.
Yeah.
Every big game he gets into, he chokes. Like, I have no faith now that they're going to go to Columbus and beat them.
Mm-hmm. Mike, I'll tell you one thing, man. Not to get off subject here real quick, but I was talking to my buddy today. I was getting my haircut today. I was talking to him, and he's a Penn State fan. He was like, we're not overrated. I'm like, last year Tyler Warren was everything to you guys. He made James Franklin be okay. Like now that you lost the Swift Army knife, he can't call he's back to normal. He can't blog games, any kind of games. He beats up on little guys. He's the bully of the playground, is what he is, Mike. That's just my take on him. He'll never win the big game. Now you have 4 teams in the Big 10, well, the Big 20, Mike, that could beat you. Big teams.
Yeah, and this is the thing. And I felt so bad for the defense last week in that game. The defense really played their hearts out. And you got to tip your cap to Oregon, too. I mean, it came across country. But I'll tell you what, that quarterback for Oregon, when he
Dante Moore,
Moore, when he had to go and step out and, on the run and throw a dime, he did. Yeah. I never got that feeling from Drew Aller. Drew Aller didn't even target carry. I think he targeted Kerryon Hudson one time.
Yeah. How many downfield passes you have? Like 2 in the whole game? That's it?
Yes, and they were both to Ross. One was to Ross, and I think the other one was to Pena. He's got to throw the ball downfield more. Again, it's they're moving everything in. It's kind of like the Eagles thing, like they just they know Jalen ain't going to throw the ball over more than 20 yards. They're just going to bring the defenses in, and that's what all Oregon did. They made the adjustments, and Penn State was just trying to ride Singleton and Allen. Like they did a year ago, and
you can become one-dimensional, Mike. You bring 9 in the box, you're not going to. Make Aller beat you. If he beats you, hey, you take it as it comes. But he's not throwing the ball. But I would take Penn State here as a bounce-back game. UCLA is not. They just fired their coach already, and the offense sucks. The defense is bad. This could be a bounce-back game here, Mike. I take the 24. I'm not going to take it on my ticket, but I'll take Penn State minus the 24 here. Bounce back.
Yeah, I mean. I'm taking them to bounce back, like you said, only because it's them. only because it's UCLA and they're just horrible. Next game at 3:30. Here we
Ooh.
go.
Oh,
Battle
boy.
Battle of the Titans. Although they did cost me last week, I'm not gonna lie. They did cost me last week. I mean, they only covered by 20, not 22.
Yeah.
But I liked. Listen,
Wait, you have
Vandy.
this on your slate today?
Yes, I do.
Oh, so do I. I don't know how we're going to agree, Mike, but we'll see, huh?
I took Vandy with the 10. I took
okay.
and here's the reason why, and it's not to say that, but you got Alabama coming off an emotional win at Georgia, okay, and they stopped the Dogs' 33 home game winning streak. You know, here comes little old Vandy coming in. I think Alabama's going to beat them, but I don't think they're going to beat them by more than 10.5.
Okay.
I think Vandy's going to keep it close, man. Okay. I think if Vandy shocks the world, man, my Commodore's hat will be on next week.
Hey, I promised you last week if they cover, I'll wear the Commodore shirt. They didn't cover, so I'm not going to wear it. But if you're right this week, it will come out, Mike.
Hey, look, we got to keep saying it until it happens, right?
Exactly.
But hey, and listen, Vandy moved up too in the they're in the top, they're up in the top 10, right? If I believe right.
I think they're 16, 17, and they're 5-0 too. So they're creasing their way up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm looking. I'm like,
I mean, if they win this game, Mike, outright, just imagine the respect that they'll get. They'll be top 10, Mike, honestly, if they beat Bama. Because Alabama moved up almost 10 spots, after beating Georgia. So imagine if Vandy pulls this out.
Vandy is at 5-0. They're ranked 16.
16, okay.
And Georgia Tech is literally they're also 5-0 and they are 17.
Yeah.
And Mizzou is 5-0 and they're 19. So
the SEC will play itself out though. They have to play each other, so that'll play itself out. But the interesting is like Georgia Tech and teams like that, they can move up because Clemson is not there. You just imagine if you beat Miami, Mike, that is a clincher right there to move all the way up to the ACC championship.
And you know what? And I'm really surprised too because I thought Penn State was going to fall out of the top 10 with that loss. I really did because every time Penn State's ranked high like that and they lose, like the AP and the coaches poll, they just screw them so bad. They just like drop them right out. Yeah. It's like okay, and then Penn State's got to spend the rest of the year trying to catch back up. So I mean, I like the first four really. With Ole Miss, Miami, Oregon, and Ohio State. I can truly go for that. I'm not sold on A&M, dude. I'm not.
Their defense is not great, Mike, but the offense, man, they show up, look what they did against Notre Dame. Concepcion, Kraber, they can throw the ball downfield. They got a good running game, but the defense is a little suspicious. When they play these, SEC teams, Mike, they play Georgia, they play, Florida and Texas. That's when it's going to fall apart for them. They're overrated right now. I agree 100%.
Yeah, I'm just not sold on them, and I think they're going to end up losing. I say they with Oklahoma, too. I think Oklahoma's going to lose, too. I think, but that's going to be later on down the line. I think the Red River Shootout could be a place where they get got by Texas, which, by the way, Texas, after losing, opening week, they're 3-1, and they're sitting at number 9. Indiana's off this week. They got them at number 8. So, I mean, I've been looking around to see, like, what they have. And everything, and like to me, I just think the top 10 is going to really kind of play itself out over these next few weeks.
Yeah, it will.
Well, speaking of Texas, that's our next game at 3:30. They go into the swamp in Gainesville to take on the Gators, and Gators are a home dog, a touchdown.
Yeah, Florida. I don't know, Mike. I mean, they have the toughest schedule in college football to me. I mean, their schedule is not the first 2 weeks coming off the jump. They had a strong battle, but this team has a tough schedule. Texas can be beat. It all depends on Archie Manning. That's all it depends on. They can score, but Florida, man, at home, there's just something about that, Mike. You've seen how Florida plays at home but this is a 3:30 game. It's a little bit different in daytime.
Yeah. Next up after that, the Broncos, they go into South Bend to go take on the Irish. Irish are a 20.5-point favorite. I think the Irish are going to roll them.
I hope so. I mean, if they keep running the ball between Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love, they found the identity to run the damn ball. They can put up 50. But Boise State without Jonte is a little bit different story. You know what I mean? So I think I'll take Notre Dame here. But I always stay away from my team, Mike. I always stay away from my team.
Yeah, Oklahoma at Kent State. Kent State minus 45.5.
With a
And
backup quarterback? With a backup quarterback? Mateer's out. With a backup quarterback?
They are minus 45.5, and the over and under is 53.
Oh man, I don't
So
know, Mike. 45. I might take Kent State on that with a backup quarterback for Oklahoma. I might.
Another good one too. Now out of the Big Ten too, kind of the mid-level teams from the Big Ten. You got Michigan State going to Nebraska. Nebraska's 11.5-point favorite in that game.
Nebraska usually wins games under 7 points, Mike. That 11 points is kind of suspicious to me. You know, Nebraska doesn't blow teams out, Mike. Michigan State's not good, but Nebraska doesn't blow teams out. That's a crazy line, 11.5.
Yeah, 11.5. Speaking of 11, Texas Tech travels down to Houston.
That might be on my slate. That might be on my
slate. Houston getting 11 at home.
Mm-hmm.
I was ooh.
I've been on big on Texas Tech, Mike. The Red Raiders, they're jumping up the ladder, Mike. They can win that, Big 12 easily. I think this team is something spectacular,
Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't caught much of their games, but like you see the scores and like they're winning games. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now the next one is a rivalry renewed. The Canes go into Tallahassee to take on the Noles.
Wow.
Canes are 4.5-point favorite in Tallahassee.
Yeah, and ranked number 4 too. I mean, Florida State, week 1, Mike, they knocked off the big dog. Oh man, it's prime time too. It's 7:30. Tallahassee Chief Chihuahua, whatever the hell his name, he's coming out dragging a spear. Putting the fire on the field. I don't know, Mike. This game to me is, man, I don't know. I'll play this game. I'll go Miami, but God, this is going to be my game of the night to watch, Mike.
Yeah, me too. This is one of my games. I took Miami minus the 4.5.
Okay, I'm on the same boat. Yeah, you know what? I do have them on my list. Yeah, I do. Holy shit. Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you another one that I'm going to have right here too. Again, this next one that's up in the Big Shoe in Columbus, Ohio State's 23.5-point favorite over Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota with the 23.5. These last 4 years, the team who has played Ohio State the toughest has been Minnesota.
The Golden Gophers, Mike. You're taking the Golden Gophers here. Okay.
Well, I'm taking them with the 23 points. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
But I think Ohio State can win the game by like 10 to 14 points, but they're not beating them by 23. And again, too, you got to remember too, they went to Washington last week. They kind of, that game kind of snowballed for Washington. It was very tight for a while. If you take notice with these games with Ohio State, they're tight in the beginning, and then they kind of snowball away.
Yeah.
So, and it's real interesting. I checked their schedule. They don't play Oregon this year. Mm-hmm. So it's like their next toughest game is Penn State, and then they finish with Michigan at the end of the year. So, but, I'm going to take that, I'm going to take Minnesota in the 23.5. That's my 4th game that I have. Okay. Matter of fact, I'll just read you the games. I have Miami minus 4.
I'm on the same boat. I'm on the same boat. I got the minus 4 and I have Miami.
I have Vandy plus 10.5.
I'm opposite, Mike. I'm taking Alabama minus the 10 here.
And I took the University of Buffalo minus 10. And
who are they playing? Who are they playing?
They're up here. Let me see. Buffalo. Whoa. Where is? Oh, here it is. Week 6. I was looking down at. I saw it and I was like, I gotta take them. But Eastern Michigan.
Okay.
Eastern Michigan. They're home too. Buffalo's at home. They're playing Eastern Michigan. The other game that kind of looked at, I was kind of looking at it. I kind of looked at it sideways a little bit. Was FIU in Connecticut in UConn. I was kind of looking at that game at first too, and I was like,
Both of those teams to score though too.
Yeah, FIU can run the ball. Like FIU, I seen them when they played Penn State, man, and they were just.
Mm-hmm.
Another one too I was looking at that was kind of like was Temple or not Temple, Virginia Tech and Wake. They got Vatek as a 7-point favorite. So
Yeah, at home they're a little bit different, but I just don't like the 1 o'clock game for Enter the Sandman here. I like if it's prime time, I'd probably take easily. But Wake Forest is one of those teams that if you get the right Wake Forest team, you can beat them. But if you get the wrong team, they can run you out of the building.
yeah. So that's what I was looking at for that. I mean, if you're looking at some of these like dinner time games too, if you're looking around, like you got Coastal Carolina and Old Dominion playing, I think that should be a good one.
Okay.
You set around 7 o'clock. You got South Alabama and Troy. That's always a good one. This game here at 7:30 interests me so bad. This next one here is Colorado and TCU. I'm taking the Horned Frogs all day. I don't believe in Deion Sanders' team or his coaching.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think TCU wins this game. Colorado they're recruiting good, but they're not playing the players. You can have the best coaching staff. Well, I don't want to say the best, Mike. I want to say the most noticeable. The most noticeable. On paper, name wise, but Colorado doesn't live up to what they are anymore. Honestly, now I'll take TCU.
This one kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop too. Kansas and UCF. Kansas being a 4-point favorite.
I like UCF here. I like the Knights, man. I do.
So do I. They're very tough at home,
and they can score too. I mean, they can score. Kansas gets behind. Kansas doesn't have a passing attack.
Right. This one here, again, a lot of SEC implications on this one, with Mississippi State going to College Station to play A&M. A&M 14.5-point favorites. Again,
Which way you going on that, Mike?
Believe it or not, I'm taking the over in this game. I'm not picking a winner in this game, but I'm taking the over because I think that's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I like the over too, the 55 there and a half. I'll take that. Texas A&M, I think they do beat them, but that 14 kind of lays a little bit of mind on me, because if they don't get the passing game going, the running game isn't really what's holding them right now. And the Bulldogs, man, they're bad. They want to win any kind of game in the SEC. I mean, this is a winnable game, even though you're playing at Kyle Field still. But I'll take the over if I'm playing a game on that.
Paul, what was your picks? I know you said Bama minus 10.
Yeah, I got Miami -4 over Florida State. I got Bama -10 versus your team. The Commodores won't win, but I don't know if they'll cover. But I'm taking Bama -10. I'm gonna go. I'm staying on the Texas Tech, man. I'm going Texas Tech -10 versus Houston, and I'm taking the over at 57, Mike. I think this game goes over. Both teams can score, but Texas Tech defense will shut them down in a way in the fourth. And I'm going Iowa State outright, Mike. I don't want the 1.5. I'm going outright versus Cincinnati here, not getting the 1.5.
All right. So
I am on the Cyclones. I am on the Cyclones this year.
And you said for Texas Tech, it was what? What was the point?
I'm giving you 10. I'm giving you 10 versus Houston. I'm going over 57 as well.
Over 57.
Yep.
All right. So I put them both down on that. So yeah, mine. Like I said, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you did 6.
What was my sixth one? What was my sixth one, Mike?
Well, you did the double with Texas Tech. You took the -10 and over 57, so it's kind of 2. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to do that, then I got to match you. Because right now I got 4. So you know what? I'm going to take. Where's it at? Man, these late games. 2 late games are horrible.
Oh, that's kind of that. Oh man, yeah, that's not.
Duke and Cal. Duke and Cal. You know what? I'm going to take Duke. I'm going to take my boy Manny Diaz on Duke -3 over Cal.
Don't get caught up. I mean, the last game they played Syracuse, they didn't play the starting quarterback. Duke put up 40 on them, but Syracuse didn't have any identity last week with no quarterback. Cal in the wacky West. Duke is flying all the way from the east to the west at 10:30 at night. It's going to be 1:30, Mike, our time when they're playing regularly. So that game, that kind of weird there,
Well, guess what, buddy? I jumped on it, and I took Memphis with the minus 20.5. I think Tulsa's going to be okay, but I think Memphis will pull away late.
Yeah, Memphis does pull away late. I mean, their games are kind of close. Like last week, I think it was 7-14 in the first, and they just blew up, 30 points. So I like Memphis. I like the over as well.
Yeah, that could get up that high because Tulsa can score Tulsa can sling it, man. And but there you go. With that is our picks for the college. Now we're going to move over to the pros. And again, man, I like some of the games that are here. We're going to do. Do you have any thoughts on the Thursday night game? San Francisco at the LA Rams.
Well, they just announced Brock Purdy's out of there, man. He's not playing this week again.
Yup, it's Mac Jones.
Yeah, but Mac Jones has been playing good, Mike. They were 3-0 without him. But the Rams, man, the Rams are just something special. You can't stop the running game. The wide receivers are just looking great. A healthy Stafford. Defense plays great. I'll give you this. I didn't play this game, Mike, but I'll do. You know what? If I had to, I'd give you the 7 points. I'll take the Rams minus the 7 here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Rams defense is way better than the 49ers. 49ers got beat up at home against Jacksonville.
And I was reading earlier, I think McCaffrey is questionable with the hamstring right now. So, I mean, that line can go, 10 to 11, Mike, if he doesn't play.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this game here, the next one, the first one is Sunday morning. Cleveland Browns, Minnesota Vikings.
Back-to-back games for Minnesota and Dublin. You know what I mean? Well, not in Dublin this week, but back-to-back overseas games, man.
And against AFC North opponents. They had the Steelers last week. Now they got the Browns this week.
Cleveland can play some defense, man. That's the thing. Cleveland can play defense. Minnesota doesn't have an identity. Carson Wentz, man. I mean, you look what happened. He had 2 picks last week. You get pressure on him. He does look rattled, and his Cleveland defense can put pressure on you.
Yeah, but you know what? Carson also threw for 350 last week too.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not sold as much as I like the front 4 for Cleveland. They're also starting Dylan Gabriel this week.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising
against Brian Flores' defense. Again, to me, honestly, the over/under is 36.
That's kind of weird. That's like, okay, nobody's going to score. No team scoring 20 points here. That's weird.
Pretty much what they're telling you. I don't know. I'm staying off of this game. I don't want to touch it. If I had to take it with a gun to my head, I would take Minnesota on the money line.
I agree.
To win straight up.
I agree.
Because right now, Flacco's getting benched. They do have Dylan Gabriel, but coming up after this is your favorite team, those Dallas Cowboys. They travel to the Meadowlands to take on the New Jersey Jets.
Mike, I'll tell you what. I was just looking at the injury report, man. Tyler Smith might not be playing. Tyler Guyton is, with a hamstring injury. We already have 2 offensive linemen out. We are banged up, like really bad, Mike. 2 defensive players were not even practicing this week. This game, I don't know. This game, God, the Cowboys can still score. I know that. But the thing is, Mike, I'm not going to touch this game till Sunday morning till I see actives, man. I can't. Because the last game I took like this was that Chicago Bears game, which went from -3 to -1.5, and the Cowboys got rocked by 20. I don't know, Mike. That line is Vegas knows something right now. Who's playing, who's not, or something right now.
Yeah, you know what?
Scary.
I'm not being a hater on the Cowboys, but I'm going with the Jets because they never play the Jets well in Jersey.
Yeah.
They always seem to struggle against the Jets in the Meadowlands. I don't know what it is. They can go there and smack the Giants around on a yearly basis, but when they go there and they got to play the Jets for some odd reason, the Cowboys always seem to have a bad game. And now you're talking with all those injuries, that they have going on. I don't know. And the Jets are getting 2.5 points too. I got to jump on the Jets.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike, because the Cowboys struggle with the running quarterback, and Fields, he didn't look great last week, but he ran the ball pretty damn good. The one sprint that he had for the late touchdown but Cowboys struggle against running quarterbacks, and Garrett Wilson hasn't done anything this year. This might be the week where, Breece Hall goes off, Garrett Wilson goes off, Fields looks good. I'm going to stay away till Sunday until I see actives.
Okay. Next game after that is my beloved Philadelphia Eagles. They are at home against those Denver Donkeys.
Interesting.
Not really, and this is why I'm saying that. They played a very bad Cincinnati team. They looked really good. I've even seen some people like forecasting them coming in here and beating the Eagles. I don't see that. One, they're playing on a short week. Two, they're traveling from west to east, and it's a 1:00 game. It never bodes well for the team on the West Coast. AKA, look what happened to the Chargers a week ago. Went to the Meadowlands, and the Giants were smacking them up and down the field. Like, that game was nowhere near close to what that score was. I think the Birds get them in a blowout. I really do. I think the Birds, not only do they cover the 3.5, I think it goes over the 43.5 as well. I think they'll score, but it's going to be along the lines of where the Eagles put up 30. Like, stop and think about it for a second, dude. They really only played one half of football last week, and they put up 31 points, and literally they got 24, and it was 31 in the first half.
I kind of agree with you. I would stay away from this game. Not because I don't like the Eagles. I just don't like this matchup because you guys play Thursday night coming up against the Giants here. This game to me is a not look ahead game for the Giants division game here, which isn't something to look forward to. But Denver's really, I know they played the Bengals, Mike, but they're starting to see an identity here. Run first, set pass second, which is Peyton is putting players in position now. The defense has got a little bit better, even though they should have been a lot better in the beginning. But this game, I'm going to stay away from. The only thing I will play on this game, which I don't have on the parlay to play, but I do have this game going over the 43, Mike.
Yeah, I think it's going to go over 43 too. Mm-hmm. Because I can see the Eagles putting up 31 to 34 points on this Broncos team. Yeah. You got to remember too, Schmitty kind of owns Surtain. The two matchups that they've had previously, Schmitty's owned them, But the thing is, with all the speculation and all the talk, this is like the Pittsburgh game from a year ago for the Eagles, where the Eagles had to come out, put the ball in the air, shut everybody up, they can still pass the ball. And I think this is a get-right game, too, for Saquon Barkley. I think this is a get-right game for him as well, because you watch that game Monday night, which I had that game on. I'll tell you what, man, Chase Brown was gashing him. It's just the fact that Cincinnati has no line and no quarterback right now. I would put what do they call them? The machines with the two tires on it, and you put the ball in it and it shoots it out.
The jug machine.
Yeah, the jug machine. I would put that back there and hold my chances with that than, the guy Browning. He's just horrible.
He's bad.
And he is. He's really bad. Like, he was real good against Minnesota, and then he came in, and ever since that Minnesota game, I think he sold his soul for that because he was just bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm taking the Birds minus the 3, and I'm also taking the over in that one.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Let me write that down then, over.
Okay.
43.5. The next one, this is my upset of the week, man, right here. It's leaning towards, it doesn't look like Lamar is playing. And if he's not playing, the Ravens ain't winning. Plain and simple.
I agree. 6 defensive starters not playing for Baltimore, right? As scheduled right now, Mike. 6 defensive players are not playing for Baltimore.
Yeah. They just lost Humphreys again last week. So, again, and their defense wasn't stopping anybody when they were all there. So, to me, I think Houston's going to have a get-right game on them. And, Houston's a 1.5 point favorite in Baltimore. That's telling me a lot right there. So I'm going to take the Texans. I'll lay the 1 point down and take the Texans in that game. And I'm thinking about taking the under, too, because it's 40.5. Like, I just don't see the Ravens scoring. They put up 13 points a week ago, and you're looking at that Texans team. They put up 26 against a very, very mediocre Tennessee defense.
Yeah, I kind of lean with you here. I would take Houston on this. I don't have it on my thing. This is a game I'm definitely going to take on my own parlay here. I like Houston because Baltimore 6 people down on defense. I think this Houston's game here. I think you're going to see a lot of the guys I'm going with this week are Nick Chubb over 50 probably, and I'm going to go Derrick Henry probably over 75 because that's all they have. Mike Cooper Rush is not going to get the ball downfield, Mike. He's not.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about Zay Flowers scoring a touchdown or Rashad Bateman going in, or even Mark Andrews maybe, because I know with Rush, just from his years in Dallas, he is very tight. He's very tight end happy. I know in games against the Eagles, he was finding Hendershot and what's the other guy that's over there Ferguson. Like, he always seemed to find them. So again, that could be something on a play. Like if you're gonna do like a little prop or whatever, I would look for Mark Andrews to have a pretty decent day. But we're gonna move on out now. We're gonna go out to Indy. That's right. They host the Raiders, and I'm sorry, the Raiders are just god awful. I watched their game last week, and they were just Geno Smith is so hard to watch.
Yeah, the only thing I seen last week was Jonte finally went back to his regular stance. Got over 100 yards. That's the only thing they have. Other than that, Geno Smith's trash. I don't care who they have at wide receiver. It's not going to matter. Colts rebound this week, and they win this game probably -7.
Yeah. Oh, definitely -7. And the next one up, this one is Snooze Fest 2025. You got the Miami Dolphins visiting Carolina. Which Carolina team are we going to see? We're going to see the one that was there 2 weeks ago and shut out the Falcons, or are we going to see the team that got smoked by the Patriots?
Hopefully it's not the one the Patriots last week because they cost me on this parlay.
Yeah, they got me too as well.
Without Tyreek Hill, I mean, what do? I think this is going to be a run game, A-Chain versus Chuba. I think this is a ground game, Mike. I'll take Miami, but I'll take the under too.
Yeah, great minds think alike because that's exactly who I would take in this one. I don't see a lot of points being scored. Although, look for Tommy Tremble to get a TD. They've been targeting him a lot over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, tight end. When did he go score? Notre Dame, I think, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
I believe he did. Of course, you know where the Golden Domers go.
That's right.
The Battle of the Nobody Bowl. You have the New York Giants against the New Orleans Saints. Spencer Rattler against Jackson Dart. Dart brought a little bit of life to the Giants a week ago, but in bringing life to the Giants, they also lose their best wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, going for the year. But I still think the Giants have the better team in this game. I really do. I like the Giants. They're getting 2. I know they have Jackson Dart playing, it's his second start, first one on the road, but I just think the Giants got a better overall team. I'm not sold on these wide receivers that they have in New Orleans, and they got a decent tight end with Jawan Jennings. He's okay. But, other than, to me, their main threat is still Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. They're the 2 main threats.
Yeah, this is on my list, Mike. I got the double on this one here. I'm going to go Giants. I have it -1.5. Went up to 2. Okay. I'll take the Giants +2 here and the over as well. I think this is Saints have no defense. This game could Giants put up 25, 30 points. I think the Saints could score 11 points. I'm going to go Giants +2 over 42.
You're going to take the over in this. I mean, I will say this. I mean, the Saints kind of they put 20 points up against Buffalo last week in Buffalo. So,
they've been solidly scoring. They've been scoring, Mike, but they can't win the game, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, this is my play of the week right here. I am taking the Seattle Seahawks -3.5 at home against the Tampa Bay Baker Mayfields.
Oh, you got to explain that one to me, Mike. Why? What do you see in this?
What do I see in this? I see this. Okay, Tampa has lived on the edge really the last 3 weeks, and they were lucky to have won up until last week. Baker didn't make the big, he didn't make the big mistake until last week. Okay. They got to go across country and play in Seattle. Seattle's been sitting since last Thursday. They played last Thursday night. They've had a couple extra days rest. And that Seattle defense is legit, man. I think Seattle's defense is they're probably best in the NFC. Watching them play. Their offense is kind of up and down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But I'm not sold on Tampa's defense. You saw what the Eagles did to them in the first half. I think, and the game's in Seattle. Baker, you thought Philly took over Tampa last week, with all the Eagle fans down there. Wait till he's got to go out there and play in the 12th man. Dude, that place is going to be rocking. And I just don't see Baker. And plus, he never plays well there. He's like 0-3 or 0-4 lifetime there, or 1-4, something like that. Lifetime there. He does not play well out on that coast. So that's why I jumped on that. To me, that was a no-brainer. Just the fact that the Seahawks had 2 extra days rest.
Okay. Good. I agree with you. I agree with everything you said there. The 12th man is going to be rocking out there, of course. Sam Darnold can score, Defense, I agree with you. I'm not going to say Legion of Boom, Mike, but it is the defense is finally coming back to Seattle. Seeing what we had, going back to the to Cam Chancellor, Sherman days. I see that, but Baker Mayfield. What scares me is that line is only 3 points, Mike. You give me 3-point line and a bounce back game with Baker Mayfield, they win close games except for last week. I'm still going to take Tampa Bay here. I'll take this plus. I'm not going to have it on my list this week, but I'll go against you. I'll take Tampa minus +3 here.
Well, listen, and the one thing I think you can probably kind of pencil in for a touchdown with me will be Ibuka for a touchdown. But I will say this, on the other side is his former Ohio State teammate, Jackson Smith. And Jigba. So you don't think he's going to come there and show up in Jigba, are you?
That's just like me and me and you playing each other, Mike. Like, okay, you know what? No Golden Dome here. Nittany Lions. We're gonna try to battle each other and take it one step further. You're 100% right there. I think this is the key match here. And Jigba versus Jackson Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think a little Ohio State pride there, buddy? Come on, yeah.
To me, I'm saying like if I win, you got to wear my jersey for the entire week here. If you lose, you're wearing this jersey. I don't want to do that. So yeah, I agree with that. It might be a double touchdown on both sides.
All right, listen, before we finish off the rest of this, guys, here's our lineup over here at It's a Wrap Sports. As you see, we got a full slate going. Again, guys, make sure coming up right after us is the Pittsburgh Sports Desk, guys. That's right. Will and the guys from out west, they are the western side of the state. They will be joining you talking everything Pittsburgh sports. Make sure you guys tune into that, and there is everything. And, of course, tonight, the one and only, that's right, tomorrow's his final night. I'm a day ahead somewhere. Matty B will be joining you guys tonight at 10 o'clock, so make sure you guys tune in for him as well. And we will be getting you ready this weekend. That's right. The Fighting's final will be right after the final pitch Saturday night. Also, Saturday night, myself will be here for the Happy Valley Huddle as Penn State takes on UCLA. So just as I'm finishing up that, we'll be getting ready to watch the first pitch of whoever the Phillies are playing in the NLDS. So there you go, guys. That is our lineup. All right. Time to jump back into the fire, as they say, Paulie. Tennessee visiting Arizona. Arizona's a 7.5-point favorite.
A game I'll stay away from, Mike. That's a game I'll stay away from again. I don't know what the hell Arizona is. I don't know what the hell Tennessee's even thinking. I don't know. I mean, the only positive thing I see is Marvin Harrison finally caught a touchdown. That's it. They're looking his way. That's the only thing I see positive. They're nothing to me, Mike.
Yeah. To me, I don't. Tennessee's up and coming, and with that, I would not take. I mean, it's really weird because if you take Tennessee with the 7, they're going to do it like they did last week. If you don't take it with the 7, they're probably going to keep it a close game. So I would go probably with the under 42 in this game. I would take the under. I don't think Tennessee's going to score a lot of points.
Okay,
and the Cardinals can't get out of their own way. So
I'm staying away from both sides. I'm not even touching the money line, points, or over on this one.
Yeah, this next one, you can lay 30 on this game. You could put the Detroit Lions. Listen, I'm actually going to do it Sunday morning just for craps and giggles. I'm going to take the Lions minus 21.
Okay.
Just because I think they're just that Cincinnati defense couldn't stop. They couldn't stop a barn from running through there.
Yeah.
I think Trey Hendrickson will be an Eagle by week 7.
I think this is a guaranteed lock. -10. This seems like a guaranteed lock. The over. I don't think Detroit's gonna. I don't think they're gonna go crazy in this game, Mike. I think they're gonna get up fast and play it out right. But then again, man, Dan Campbell.
They're hanging on.
Putting a stop. Yeah. He likes stop. If he can put 100 on the board, he'll do it. He don't care.
Bro, guarantee them for a 50 burger. I'm telling you this right now. A 50 burger is going to go on. Detroit will score their second 50 burger of the season on this sorry Cincinnati defense.
I already put a parlay on this one, Mike. I'm going to put it in probably tonight or something like that. I got Detroit minus the 10, over the 49, 2 touchdowns on this. I'm going St. Brown and Gibbs here. That's my 4-gamer on this one here.
Dude, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. You can have Gibbs to score a touchdown, Amon St. Brown to score a touchdown, David Montgomery to score a touchdown, and either Jamison Williams or Sam Laporta to score a touchdown. You could take all four of them, and you'll probably be damn close. They haven't thrown it to Laporta as much in the red zone. I got a feeling he's due one of these weekends. But I think all four of them can score a touchdown.
Hell, throw a defensive touchdown there too, Mike.
I'm going to really do that because they are going to blow Cincinnati out the water. Cincinnati can't stop nothing.
I agree.
If it isn't Trey Hendrickson, they're not getting no pressure. Their number one draft pick's already hurt. So I mean, really, like what? You got Browning quarterbacking. Like, I'm sorry, I'd be looking in the scrap heap right now for somebody. Or better yet, Cincinnati, why don't you make a call, up north to Cleveland and see what you can get for Shedeur Sanders?
Mike, I'm glad you said that. 3 weeks ago, I did say that. I'm like, hey, if I'm Cincinnati here, I'm making a call to Cleveland saying, hey, this is when they had 4 quarterbacks, Mike. 4 quarterbacks on the roster. I'm thinking like, hey, make a call. Give a 4th round. It's more than you got for him. You got him in the 5th. You're getting a 4th round back. Give me Shedeur, who is your emergency QB right now. Give me him. Why not? But then everybody said he's in the division. I don't care. Draft picks speak, man, for a 5th round quarterback who should have been maybe a 2nd, 3rd. But I would have took a flyer on Shedeur here. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, what? But I mean, listen, that's just why. I mean, it is what it is. Like, let's keep it a bean, dude. Like when Burrow hits free agency, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's going, T. Higgins is going, and so is Jamar Chase. They're all going to be gone.
But that's still another 3 years, though.
Well, Higgins just signed his, so I mean, he may be.
Burrows has 3 left, yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, again, like you don't know. I mean, that dude is cheap, man. That owner is cheap. Like, he shouldn't even own a franchise. Like, I feel bad for the people of Cincinnati because they finally get something good, and then the guy doesn't build around them, and you got an offensive line that's a sieve. You got a defensive line that's a sieve. And your best defensive player is only there so he can get his time in so he can leave in free agency.
Sure. And the other thing is Burrow has he ever played a season that's not fully hurt, Mike? That's the thing, too.
I think
it's everything. It's everything with the Cincinnati team.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm being dead serious, man, when I'm saying Detroit can probably hang a 50 burger. If they put 60 on them, it would not surprise me. It really wouldn't.
Yeah, because he'll stomp on your throat. It's 50-0, and what do we do, Coach? Get back in there and score 20 more. Let's go. We got 15 minutes to play. Let's go. Yeah.
Closing out the window on Sunday, the late window. The Commanders going into LA to take on the Chargers. Still no Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Steve last night, we did an NFC War Room. He said, he should be playing. He actually did a signing with, who was it? The running back, Merritt, and I think Tuesday night he said, and he was talking about Daniels. Daniels is a full go, is what he's saying. But Mike, man, I don't know about this Washington Chargers. I don't know. I really don't know about this game, though. Really, Mike, what do you think?
I think if Daniels plays
positive,
I would take the over in this game because I think the Chargers can score. And they're at home. Chargers play very well there. You saw a couple weeks ago with the Raiders when the Raiders came in. They just embarrassed them. And I'm not sold on Washington's defense. I'm really not. Like, to me, I've seen their games and I'm sorry. Like, I'll tell you right now, when Dallas plays Washington, Dallas can smoke them with their team the way it is right now. Dallas could probably smoke them because I'm not sold on their defense whatsoever. They don't run the ball. Like they use the guy Rodriguez and Merritt.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They go back and forth with them too, but their running game's non-existent. Their best offensive weapon is Zach Ertz right now.
Yeah, I mean, last week they didn't have Terry McLaurin. He's supposed to be back as well, but to me, Debo isn't being used properly. He's not getting the looks. He's number one wide receiver. Is not getting the looks. McLaurin might open it up. Daniels, if he is healthy, I'll take the charge. I'll take the Commanders plus the 2.5. But I do like the over at 48 because I think Washington could put up 30 points, and I think the Chargers can score too. But then again, this could be a defensive game for the Chargers side if Jaden Daniels is not 100% though. Because there's no running game for the Commanders, and the Commanders give up points, Mike, in the back end.
And the Chargers defense, they got ball hawks in the back, man.
Yeah, look
They
what Atlanta did last week. Mike put up 30 on Commanders last week.
Yeah, they did. And I'll tell you, like I said, with the Chargers, too, they got Derwin James back there, who's a ball hawk.
Yeah.
He could definitely get after it. So, I mean, I would be looking more towards them, I guess, to do I'd be looking more. I think the Chargers being at home, I'll lay the 2.5, take the over 48. I just don't. I can see the Commanders scoring about 24.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I can see the Chargers putting up like 34, like 34, 24, something like that. In that range.
The Chargers coming off a loss too. There's going to be a little bit more hunger there too.
Yeah, I mean they just came across. They came across, and like for as bad as they played in that game, they only lost by 3. Like for as bad as they played, I mean they played god awful. Justin Herbert looked very bad playing in Giant Stadium, or the Big Snoop as I call it.
Yeah, and I think Harbaugh is going to turn it around. He's going to look at the film and practice exactly how you lost the game last week, and I don't think it's going to be the same way here. So, I don't know, Mike. I don't know about that game, man. I'm going to stay away from it right now until I see actives as well.
For the Chargers and
that's
cool. I mean, I will say this though, I'm really digging the Sunday night game. It's an AFC East battle. The Patriots go into Buffalo. It's their last trip to Orchard Park, in the old stadium.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But the line's telling me something here. Buffalo's at home.
This line is okay. It's 8 now. This game was 9.5 on
right. Yeah, yesterday I looked. It was still at 9.5. It went from 9.5 down to 8. So, like, to me, that's a little telling. And I don't know if a lot of people are believing in the Patriots and what they did last week to Carolina. Buffalo to me, I think with Buffalo being at home and struggling against the Saints for most of the game too last week, that's telling people something too as well. I like the under in this game. I don't think it's going to get up over 49.
See, Buffalo to me at home on nighttime is different. Prime time is different with Buffalo. I mean, New England, I get you. You played great last week. I get that. But can the Patriots and Drake May, with the weapons that they don't have, compete with Buffalo? Buffalo can give up points. But, Mike, I'm going to lay the 8 here. I'm going to go Buffalo -8 here. I still like the line. I think this is just Vegas telling me, like, okay, look what Buffalo, how they played bad in the first half, keeping it close. Look how the Patriots played great. Weigh it out. I still got to go Buffalo here, Mike. Too many weapons, veteran here. I got to go Buffalo -8.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Well, like I said, if I had to pick one, I would probably do. I don't know. I'd probably go New England with the 8.
Okay.
I would go Oppo of you here, because to me, the Saints are a much worse team than New England. And the one thing I've noticed with watching Buffalo, they can't cover tight ends, and Hunter Henry could have a major game in there. If you're looking for a touchdown scorer in this game, take the 2 tight ends with Kincaid and Hunter Henry, because they're going to put up. Hunter Henry scored a touchdown in the last 3 games for them. So, all right, now we're moving on to the big Monday nighter.
This is interesting.
In Duval.
Yeah.
And dude, that's what I'm taking the Jags at home. I still don't believe in the Chiefs. I don't care that they beat a bad Baltimore team. With 5 starters out.
Yeah.
No, that it's the other Josh Allen, Hines.
But here's the thing, Mike. What's the update on Brian Thomas?
I didn't hear nothing.
He got injured last game. They pulled him out the third quarter. He was out for the game. He's questionable. I haven't heard anything, because that's how they had to bring Travis Hunter to be the starting wide receiver. Got a lot of looks, but here's the thing. Kansas City has the weapons now. They're starting to get healthy. Rashid Rice is not there yet, but Kansas City is that type team to, I want to say, Bill Belichick type football. Take away your best thing. Travis Hunter is the best thing they have on defense. I think he's going to be on the best player, and they're going to run verticals all day long to keep him off getting gassed, Mike. And then you're bringing him on offense as a wide receiver if Thomas is out. I like Kansas City here, though, Mike. I think I think they're starting to turn around. I know they beat Baltimore -5 last week with the starters out, now 6. But I got to go Chiefs here, man. I got to go Chiefs. I think they're starting to turn around. Being in basically set third place in the division, they got to turn this around, Mike. I think this is a game where Kansas City -3.5. I'll take Kansas City here.
Yeah, well, for me, Kansas City can start winning next week because I don't see they're not winning. They're not. I don't think see them going down to Duval and winning. Number one, they got a very good 1-2 punch in the running game down there with
ETN,
Jacksonville,
yeah.
with ETN and the other kid Wooten. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not sold on this Kansas City team. Like,
Okay.
if you keep them on the field, you keep that defense on the field, and just methodically pound them and pound them and pound them, they give up. They give up. And, they got, you saw what happened. Look what the Giants did to them. Like, the Giants were pounding them. If they would have put Jackson Dart in that game, the Giants would have beat the Chiefs. Look how many times the Giants were able to stop Mahomes, in that game. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not a big believer in him. Now, maybe when they get Rice back, having Rice and Worthy along with Kelsey, yeah, then I'd start to get a little worried. But until Rice gets back and he gets continuity with Mahomes again, that's going to take a few. They're a 500 team, dude. They're a 500 team. They'll beat up on the bad teams, but as soon as they play somebody that plays bully ball, like they play Buffalo in a couple weeks. Where do you see that game in Orchard Park? That's going to be nuts, bro.
Mm-hmm. And I just looked up. Brian Thomas was a full practice today. So
well, then there you go.
That does play. But I'm still going to Kansas City here, Mike. I'm not going to play this game because we're here to make money, a couple of dollars to pay our bills. So I'm going to stay away from this game. But this is an interesting game to me. If my line was on it, I'll still take the Chiefs. But I really like what you said. I like the Jaguars +3, possibly outright as well. But Kansas City has to right the ship, Mike. I know they're still down their best wide receiver. Defensively wise, if they can get a couple 3-and-outs here, Mahomes, man, it's just something with the way they spread the field. I don't know, but maybe I'm reading too much how they played Baltimore last week, -5, players on the field.
Well, and another thing too, I'm probably going to wait and see what the inactives are for this one, Paul, too, because also Trayvon Walker's a little banged up too. The other defensive end opposite of Josh Allen. So I would like to see what's going on with Trayvon Walker, because if he's in there, I'm sorry, like, Mahomes is going to be running for his life, because that tackle that they have on that team is god awful. The one that gets penalized like every game. So he's like god awful, dude. Like, so, Paul, what are your picks for the NFL?
I got the Giants, man. I think the Giants. I got +1.5 here. I'm going to go Giants, and I'm going to go over the 42 as well. I got the Bengals Detroit Bengals minus. That's funny as hell when I say that. Detroit -10 and the over. So I'm going to go double there, and I'm going to play this line, Mike, but I won't lock this in. But I will give it to you.
Hold on, I'm looking to see what the over is in that Detroit game. Oh, 49.5. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to go Detroit -10 over 49.
Right.
The Giants +1.5 or whatever the over was, over 42.
42.
I like that. Now I am going to play this game either way, Mike. I'm going to go Dallas -2. And what was the over on that one, Mike? That early that game for Dallas.
The Cowboys, I believe it was 44. No, 47. 47.
I'm going to go over 2, Mike. I'm going to go Dallas -2 over 47 here. I think Dallas, no matter what, can put up points. I think they can. I mean, Pickens, you take away Pickens, Tolbert and Fournier showing up, Turpin showing up, and Ferguson is the man right now. Safety valve. I think they can put up 30 points. So those are my picks this week. Yeah.
Those are your picks. All right, so you got the double and the double there. I'm going to read you off mine real quick. I took Detroit -10.
Mm-hmm.
I took Seattle -3.5.
Okay.
I took the Chargers -2.5. I took the Eagles -3.5 and over 43.5. I do think that game will come in late. I took Houston minus a point, and I took the Jacksonville Jaguars Monday night with the 3.5 at home. Those are my picks for this week. So remember, guys, this is all for entertainment purposes. So make sure you spend your shillings wisely.
Yes. And Mike, real quick, exactly, take our bets in consideration, bet what you can, but don't place your bets early, man. Place your bets like an hour, 2 hours before the game. Just like last week, both and Mike said, man, Syracuse, there's something wrong with this line here, -5. starting quarterback was announced not playing, a night before. So make sure you check the standings and the actives before you place a bet, because that's the reason why inactives are so much valuable. Weather, inactives, bet smart, man. Bet smart, because it's all about making money, not losing it.
So, Paul, where can they find you, buddy? We're about to wrap this up because I know you got another show to do tonight over at Out of the Box. So what are we doing?
Yes, sir. We are on Cowboys Weekly tonight at 9:30. Do you want to talk about that, that tie versus the Green Bay Packers upcoming, the Jets here? So that's 9:30 night. Also, NFL Weekly tomorrow and Friday night. College football frenzy, man. Gets it started for the weekend. And that is my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday time.
There you go. So make sure you join Paul over on Out of the Box if you want to talk Cowboys football and, of course, the NFL and college football later on. Guys, the Pittsburgh Sports Desk is coming up next right here on the network, guys. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Matty B will be back tonight, 10 o'clock as well. For Paul Spencer, I am Mike Lauro. Man, this has been Props, Locks, and Parlays. We'll see you next week. Meet us at the window.